Have you ever seen someone eat pancakes with nothing on them or no sides? Not really overly appetizing, and probably you won't sell many that way. The same is true for your new idea, product, or service. Your clients, buyers, and team need more details, instructions, and packaging. On this edition of today's Antidote, we'll discuss where's the syrup and all the other fixings for your pancakes and more in just a minute.
Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Hey, Tom. Wow, you threw me there. I wasn't expecting to be on camera while you read the introduction, and I was. So I was doing, I do some things during that time that require me to be elsewhere mentally. So I apologize for looking like I wasn't paying attention to you.
No, that's okay. That was my challenge that I messed that up as I was trying to get all the technical details correct while also read the introduction. So
it's Monday. What can you say, right?
We can do better. That's what I can say, that's okay. And I think about what went well, what didn't go as planned, and what could we do differently. So
there's always room for improvement, right?
Always chasing perfection. That's what it's all about. So how are you doing today, Bob?
I'm good. I'm in the bunker, which is good. Except it's a little echoey. I've got to deal with that. But and I've got people upstairs, so I'm not sure how much noise I can make.
Did they give you a hard time about that? You're making
No, they were actually yesterday. They came to visit me and they saw the light kit and they saw that I had some things set up and they're like, "Oh, you can do your thing from here." We didn't know if that was possible. They know about it. So yeah.
It's amazing who knows about this podcast broadcast, whatever it may be, however you may be gathering this, whether you are watching it live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, or
Spotify. I guess Spotify, you can't watch it live, or my personal favorite, LinkedIn Live.
It's not quite the same when you're reserved, but that's okay. I understand.
I know.
And if you are listening to this podcast, we know that sometimes you can't comment. And even though you're dying to make that comment, because you just have that, you just want to say, "Tom, I don't agree. I believe something different." Well, we appreciate that. You can always come to our Ring of Renegades Facebook group and you can share that idea with us, comment thought, or even your one thing at the end of the show. Because at the end of our discussion today about serving pancakes and where's the syrup, we will offer our one thing. Although what you can do if you are listening to the podcast is we would love for you to share it with a friend or someone you think, a coworker, someone you think might benefit from the value that you've gained from it. You can also rate us. And how could they rate us, Bob?
5 stars. That's right. Just 5, not 6, not 4, but 5. The primo supreme best answer. So other people go, "Oh, I got to listen to these guys."
Yes, that would be great because we are trying to spread our message about being a renegade further and further. So any chance you can help with that would be great. Far and wide, yes. That is correct. And if you happen to be watching this, please feel free to comment throughout the show if you want to tell me that you disagree with me or that you completely agree with Bob and say, "Absolutely, that was a great point, Bob."
That would be helpful.
Would be more than welcome. Please just feel free to put it in the comments. And as well, at the end of the show, if you have one thing you would like to share, please feel free to share that with us because we know that not only by sharing it with us, you'll share it with others. And that may be just the thing they're looking for today to help them figure out their next step on their own unique pathway to success. So with that, let's dive in today, Bob. When we get started, what are we celebrating today?
Me personally, I'm celebrating that it's the start of a new week. I had a great week last week and I couldn't wait for this new week to start. I mean, like I was chomping at the bit. I figured out some things, really important things last week, and I'm ready to apply them this week and see if they really do what I think they're going to do. How about you?
How about you? I'm celebrating that I successfully survived Saturday and Sunday morning in cold weather on a lacrosse field.
Officiating. For those who don't know, Tom doesn't play lacrosse. He officiates women's lacrosse.
That is correct. And I didn't get hurt. I don't think I made any huge missed calls. A couple that I would have done differently. It's great. I tell you what, you want to practice using the what went well, what didn't go as planned, and what would I do differently. Officiating is a great way to do that. There are many things that you have a chance to go back and look and evaluate. And it's, I find it really valuable to do that rather than just to say, that wasn't a very good call, or wasn't a good game, or wasn't. So I think those opportunities to go back and review what we have done. And I believe that the game I had on Sunday was videotaped. So I might go back and try to watch that a little bit. So that's what I'm celebrating.
Fun.
And what are our Renegades celebrating today?
So I logged some time over the weekend watching the Olympics. And because the announcers are not in Beijing where the Olympics are, there's a lot of filler. And they've been telling a lot of the stories about the athletes. And every story they told, whether it was about a figure skater, a downhill skier, a mogul person, it didn't matter. They all had renegade qualities. Every single one of those athletes sacrificed, their family sacrificed, friends sacrificed to make it possible for them to follow a dream to be on the biggest athletic stage in the world for mere minutes. I mean, the downhill skiers, it's like 2 minutes. And if you crash in the first 5 gates, like Michaela Schifrin yesterday, you're out of that event. Fortunately for her, she has 4 more events. But the incredible amount of personal sacrifice that goes into becoming that highest level athlete, very similar to what goes on to be a great leader, very similar to what goes on to be a great entrepreneur, a business owner, a great manager. You sacrifice to achieve this thing that you see as clear as day that not that many other people see. And
you're willing to follow it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the biggest hurdle is taking the first step.
Yes.
Excellent. So what is the celebration in there? Just asking.
The power of Olympic athletes and others to dream and achieve something that others might think impossible.
So they went from I wish to be an Olympian to success.
Correct. Yes.
I feel like we've done a program around that. Maybe we should bring that back for a redo.
Yeah, maybe
not quite yet. Soon, maybe. If you missed out on the opportunity to participate in our I Wish to Success, the Renegade Way workshop, let us know. We'd be happy to put together another episode. We had a number of people go through it, really enjoyed it. And if you're in that spirit of the Olympics, as Bob was this weekend, and you're kind of like, I wish I could do something like that. I can't necessarily be a downhill skier. I could, though, be a great entrepreneur. That side business that I've thought about starting, I might be interested in. That promotion that I've wanted, maybe I just need to figure out how to take the next step. Or if I'm looking for a new opportunity, diving in. And one day you could be on the medal stand, maybe not at the Olympics, on your own medal stand, where you have found success in whatever it is that you have dreamed. So if you're interested in that, let us know. We'd be happy to run that again. And I think either way, I would imagine probably around the start of the second quarter of the year, we will bring that back. It was a great workshop. All right. Excellent information. Great celebrations. If you're celebrating something, we'd love to hear it. If you want to go into the Ring of Renegades Facebook group and celebrate it, that would be great. Every Saturday, we provide the opportunity for people to share what they've celebrated. And so if you didn't get a chance to do that, you could go back to Saturday's post or be a renegade and just post on there on Saturday or today. Here is what I'm celebrating. We would love to hear it so that the community can celebrate with you. And one other thought, that if you have something you want to offer to the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, our growing community of 1,100 strong. Please feel free. Today's Marketing Monday for us in there, so you can go in, find the post, #Marketing Monday, and share the value that you have to offer. Because I would imagine there is someone in that group desperately seeking what you have to offer. So we got all of
There was someone in there yesterday looking for an investment broker.
Correct.
I saw that, and there have been some other things like that. I know there was a request for a graphic designer a couple weeks ago. It's a great opportunity to find people who share the same view about being a renegade, which might help you achieve your results more easily. If you explain to them, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, they'll get it, that you're on that unique path.
And here's the beauty. The Olympics is one way to get motivation. It's funny, people think about TV as wastes of time. Here's one of our listeners who says, Danny, he binged Shark Tank all weekend. He's like the Olympics. It's super motivating. Inspires me with what's possible with passion and discipline. Thanks for sharing that, Danny. I agree.
I like that.
What's so fascinating about that is the people who go on that show are renegades. They have created something that they think is going to have amazing value for people. They just need a way to get it out there. And so they are hoping that these sharks with all this money will help them do that. I think there are also other avenues that they could travel to try to accomplish that same goal. It might just take them a little bit longer without a huge investment. So yes, Shark Tank is another area for you to gain inspiration. It's amazing what inspires us all. Maybe that's what the celebration is. Those things that inspire us. Interesting. Anyhow.
Ooh.
All right. So last week we were making a lot of pancakes. All week we talked about making pancakes. We talked about the batter. We talked about the importance of the griddle. We talked about the first pancake and the value that provides. So today.
Well, but that was all a metaphor, right? That was a metaphor for anything you're starting that's new or fresh or different, right?
Yeah, if you'd have given me 2 more seconds, I would have.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll go back to my
getting to that point. You were feeling like you needed to speak, right?
No, I felt like it was just we were talking about pancakes too much.
Yes. So Pancake is the metaphor for the app that we created, the Renegade Success Network, as a way to help you see some of the things that we went through so that maybe you can take your next step. And just like once you've made the pancakes, you're not going to let them just sit there. You're going to serve them to someone, maybe just yourself, and that's okay, or to others. Same thing with our app. Once we had it built, we had to share it with others to really learn more about the value that it was able to provide. We thought we made really good app or really good pancakes. Now there was the opportunity to put it out there for others to figure that out. So this week, we're going to talk about serving pancakes. And I imagine, as I said in the beginning, is that if you walk out with a plate of pancakes, set them down in front of someone with nothing else except some silverware, one of the first questions they're going to ask is, where's the syrup? And all the other things that go along with it. So do you want to kick us off on that discussion, Bob?
Sure. I think, I see it 2 ways. One way is just getting a pancake in someone's hand at the table is an accomplishment. And that should be celebrated because many people make pancakes but never give them to anyone else. And we see this all the time, right? And I'm using that metaphor. It could be your idea. It could be your thought. It could be, I see a different way of doing this thing and I really want to try it. And then you never take it out to anywhere and you never share it with the world. So I want to make clear at the beginning of this that just getting a pancake on a plate, whatever that pancake is great accomplishment for you. But, or in addition to that, your customer, whoever that person is, the person that's eating that pancake is probably going to want syrup and butter and maybe confectioner's sugar and maybe jelly or jam or whatever they put, chocolate syrup or
whipped cream,
bananas, whatever they want to put on that pancake. It doesn't matter. And so if you hand them a plain pancake with nothing, they're going to ask you the questions like, I'm sorry, I thought this would do this. And the parallel would be, I thought I could pay for this with a credit card. I was somewhere over the weekend and they said, we don't take cash. And this was a place where it was not easy to get it was just a weird transaction. There were people going, well, I'm not going to buy this thing then if I can't give you cash. And the person's like, oh, well, that was an expectation that the vendor didn't have the right change. They didn't plan for the cash option. And they also didn't price in a way that would have made it more appealing. If they'd made everything $20, $40, $60, then you give them $320s, you don't have to make change and life is good. They didn't do that. And the customers were reacting to that negatively. And it was affecting sales throughout this event that I was at. And I think that's one of those deals where the pancake that someone came in with cash and expected to buy didn't have the syrup they wanted. And as a result, this is the thing. If you don't get the pancake that you want, the way you want it, often you won't eat it. You'll say, well, it's nice that you made me a pancake, but I kind of like syrup. You didn't buy syrup? No, I didn't buy syrup. Okay, never mind. I'll go eat eggs, or
Sure.
I'll go eat somewhere else.
Yes. It's interesting. I was thinking about I think it's similar, but a little differently. In that I was thinking about, when we built the app, the highlight of the app at the time was a 6-week program to help people find success the Renegade way, to help them figure out how to better leverage their day so that they were focused on those key priorities that they needed to accomplish, and made sure that they scheduled their priorities, not let their priorities schedule them, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow. And I think, so that was the key piece of it. And once we had it, we also knew that there needed to be more in that app, that it wasn't, that there were going to be others who were looking for other pieces of the puzzle. The people who want to pay with cash or credit card, the people who want bacon or sausage, hash browns or grits, whatever it is you
or a
like.
gluten-free pancake, right?
Yeah, you just froze up there for a second. Yeah, so I think that is, well, that's okay. You're back. So I think that was, one of the things we also have to think about. So when you're going with a new product, you also have to think, or an idea, like, what's the packaging? And where are the instructions? So that when somebody gets it, unlike, I guess you could offer instructions with a pancake is like, yeah, cut it with your fork or roll it up and eat it however you want to eat it. Those are key things. When you present a new idea to your team or to the leader of your organization, they're going to have a lot of questions. How much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take to implement? How many people is it going to take to implement? How much time is it going to take to prepare this so that we can then put it out? And so I think that there's all those other pieces to the puzzle that make the pancake, make the idea, the concept, the service, the product that much more successful. So as we went in, we added other things in our app. So there's the ability to access this podcast directly. Go to the app, click on a link, and you're at the podcast. To access the Facebook book group directly, click on the link, takes you right in. For those people who either have gone through the 6-week program or aren't sure they're quite ready for that, but want some sort of accountability every day to the process, the Renegade routine process, we have a membership that they could, and they will get not only the opportunity to fill out their day pack, they will also get reminders, notifications if they skip a day or two to ensure that they're able to stay on track. So in some regards, there is the pancake, which is critical, but then there's also all the other things around it that I think sometimes we forget that are a big part of it. We have this service that we want to offer and can see how everyone is going to value from it. Then we have to think about, how are we going to deliver it? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be in person? Is it going to be as a team or as an individual? And how do we best make that service or that pancake as appealing as possible to make sure that people who we serve it to get the results that they are looking for? Here's Danny has another comment. He says, I've been looking at and thinking a lot about agile process with sprints and scrums supporting innovation. Very relatable with pancake lessons. Experiment and adjust, repeat. Absolutely.
So that's a process that a lot of programmers and tech folks use because they're trying to build solutions and they play off of each other and they go down an avenue and come back. And it's a way to make sure that I think no one gets too invested in a solution. They're looking for the most efficient solution, and it works really well. As you were talking, Tom, I was thinking 4 or 5 years ago, I did some work with Stanley Black & Decker through Johns Hopkins University. And what fascinated me was we were working with them on research and development projects, some of the students, and they were planning 5 to 10 years out with the things that they were building. So they were literally, as something was coming onto the market today, they were planning the additions to it 5 years out, sometimes 7, 10 years out, that we can add this attachment, we can upgrade the battery, we can do these things, because they needed that kind of lead time to build the supply chain and build the processes. So it wasn't just let's create a drill and put the drill out. It was let's put the drill out this year, and next year we're going to give a way that the drill can be used as a buffer. And the year after, the drill can be used in this manner, and sequencing it out. And I think that's a real lesson for us, that you just can't put your pancake out on the table and say, okay, I'm done. Thank you very much. Give me money for the pancake. It's an ongoing process.
Well, you can do that. You might, like some other organizations that haven't thought that way, end up, they're like, okay, it's out there. We're good. We're done. Let's just keep pushing it, because it serves everything that people need. And I think anytime you start thinking about that, start thinking that way, you miss out on other opportunities. Like, as we shared last week, that someone shared with us that with our app, it would be interested to write things out. They like having the physical calendar. And so we've been developing, what would that physical calendar look like? And do you need it for just a day? Do you want it for the whole 6 weeks? And I've even been thinking, well, maybe this is something we offer for the year. Here's a calendar that we put together that we make available for people to use throughout the year, that they can have as a standalone. And so I think that's the beauty of like taking all this feedback and understanding that it's not just this one idea, that there are multiple things around it that can really make a difference between your product having a long life, even though that life is going to have various versions, and having one version and that be the only one, and probably having its life be cut fairly short.
I like it. That's great. So Tom, what's your one thing today?
Well, my one thing is, I think, my one thing is that, people ask for where's the syrup, and that was the title of the show, or the subtitle, I guess. And I just think about, we never know what people are going to ask. Syrup is the kind of common, and you never know. Somebody might want hot sauce, and be like, hot sauce? Why the heck we don't have hot sauce in a breakfast place? And so you're like, I could either be like, that's a crazy idea, we're never going to add it. Or it could be like, that's an interesting thought. And if one person is interested, there might be others who that's the way they like their pancakes. And so maybe we need to think about that as an addition to our program. And I think that goes back to what Danny was talking about, the agile process, what we've been talking about making pancakes. And the first one is that if we believe that's a dumb idea, why would we ever want hot sauce on our pancakes? The likelihood that our operation and that we will continue to be able to sell pancakes might not work. And so I think that, where's the syrup is, for me, it's just a reminder of there's a lot of other things that people could be looking for to go along with our product, service, or idea, because their knowledge, experience, and perspective is unique, that if we're not open to, we're probably not going to serve as many pancakes as we thought.
That's where I was going to go with it, that you have to be open to whatever the person wants to put that on that pancake. If they want to put hot sauce, hey, that's great. If they want to put, crab imperial on it, more power to you. That's fine. And we've got to be open to that and understand that that's how the customer or our team members or whatever, that's how they're going to serve this up to meet their needs. What we've created with that first pancake often serves our needs. Then we have to shift that gear. And that's really, to me, that's the discussion we're having all week this week, is how do we really shift it to more of what is the customer looking for and how can we better satisfy it? Or what's my team looking for? How can I satisfy that?
So one thought as you said that, I was thinking,
Sure.
is it satisfying our needs or our perspective of their needs?
The first one, it's satisfying our perspective of their needs. Yes, that's a great distinction. Yes,
I think that it's an interesting, because I think that this is what we believe, it solves the problem that they have. When somebody comes in and says, I want hot sauce, and I would also say, that's an interesting, unique thing that we, in 20 years of serving pancakes have never asked. The reaction could be, well, maybe that's the latest crave, and I'm going to go order 8 cases of hot sauce. And that sits there forever.
Right.
So that might be to say, okay. And I think this is with all suggestions you get about your, whatever it is you put out there, your idea is you don't have to make all the adjustments that people recommend, or you don't have to dramatically change things because one person wants hot sauce. Go out and buy 3 jars of hot sauce, have it available. And if somebody else comes in, if you start getting 8, 10, 12, everybody's looking for hot sauce, that's a pretty good sign that you might want to order cases rather than buying bottles.
But you wouldn't want to put it on everyone's pancake.
Correct.
And I think sometimes we do that.
Sure.
We go, 3 people asked us for hot sauce on the pancake. Now we're going to put it on everyone's, whether you like it or not. Now 97 other people that don't want hot sauce are going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why'd you give me hot sauce? That wasn't what I was expecting on your pancakes.
Correct. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us today. If you have your one thing, your antidote for the day, we'd love for you to share it in the comments. If not, you can always go to the Facebook group and share what is your antidote to serving pancakes. And when people say, where's the syrup? Because we would love to hear it, and we know others might want to hear it. And Danny says, here's one more comment. He says, the platinum rule: do unto others as they want to be done unto.
Easier said than done. Not so easy to say.
I think it's easier done than said, actually. So thank you for
okay, let me know how that works.
Yeah. Great suggestion. A great antidote as well. Someone out there might be like, I never thought of that, which is the beauty of people sharing their comments, thoughts, and ideas. So thanks so much for being a part of our show today. If you'd like to get more of what we offer and this idea of being a renegade, please join us in the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. It's easy to join. Just go to Facebook, search for Ring of Renegades, and then tell us why you're a renegade. And then you can become a part of this private group where we have a space where people can share wacky ideas like, hey, I'd like to put hot sauce on pancakes. How do you think people would react? And the community will support that and share their thoughts and ideas in it. So we look forward to seeing you there. We also think that you could find real value in our app. Whether you decide to take the program, the 6-week program, or not, join our monthly membership group, or just gain easier access to what we have to offer within the program. To gain all the renegade things we have. The one thing we're missing on there is Bob's book, The Renegade Way. Quick plug. Sorry. The Renegade Way. So if you would like to access that, you've got to go to the website right now. We'll have to make another modification, because I'm sure there are people who didn't know it was there and would love to have a copy of that. So with that, if we don't see you active in the app, that's hard to say, we will see you Monday morning. Sorry, Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning.
I was hoping for the weekend, wishing for the weekend again. We'll see you Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, for our next edition of Today's Antidote. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, embrace the renegading you and celebrate those Olympic athletes or anyone out there striving, doing what they can to carve their own unique pathway. And that's you.
I like that. That's you. That reminds me, there's a cartoon that was like that. It's like, no, and that's you. Excellent way to end the show, Bob. All right. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you soon. Thanks for listening to Today's Antidote, powered by the Renegade Success Network. The Renegade Success Network helps you confidently create your own unique pathway to success. To learn more about the Renegade Success Network and how you can take your next step, follow us on Twitter, connect on LinkedIn, or join the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. For full details on how you can join our community, go to renegadesuccessnetwork.com. Embrace the renegade in you.